All right, so our first tip is we want you to separate your personal account from your business account. And the reason for doing this is that you would take money from your business account as a business owner and put it to your personal account as your salary. And then what is remaining in the business account would be money for legitimate business transactions. I find that a lot of business persons, they don't separate their accounts, and hence they are not sure what is really happening in their business, and the transactions are not a true reflection of what the business is doing. So because you don't want to have any misleading figures and any misleading readings, you want to do that separation. So the other thing I want you to do as a business owner is that I want you to have more than one business account. I want you to have a business account for your general operations, and I want you to have a second one, which I call a cash reserve. A cash reserve account is, for example, if you have a month like December, December is a month that most of us make most of our money. So as long as you exceed what you need to cover your expenses for your business for the month, any excess that you have, you put it over to your cash reserves. Because we know that in every business you have slow months. So your cash reserves will be a cushion for you when you're going through those slow months. So you won't have to be worrying and fretting where the money is going to come from, because this cash reserve is going to be there to help you, and to, as a business owner, you will have more comfort when making your decisions how to move forward. So you won't be stressing out about how you're going to pay your staff, what you're going to pay for your marketing, the sales that you have to do for the business to get your name out there, because a cash reserve account will be there to assist you. So the cash reserve account can be a business savings account. It doesn't have to be a checking account, because I know the fees that are associated with a business checking account can be very expensive for some people if you're just starting out, if you're a small business. And so I recommend that you get a business savings account. Now, with that business savings account, we also want you to create a budget for the business, because you must know how much money you need to cover your expenses for the month, right? And this must include salaries for your staff, salary for yourself, and all the operational costs. So with you doing a budget and knowing where your expenses are and how much you need to cover, you have a better chance of now planning something or putting something in place, so that you know how much money you will need, and you can even set targets over the month. Say, okay, how much you need to make daily to meet your target for the month. You can break down your expenses like that. Or you make a weekly target, you make a 2 weeks target, depending on you as the business owner, who you want to tackle, or you're going to get your sales. So you can set it up now as something that you can work towards in a more meaningful way, right? So as it relates again to your expenses, what you want to do, you want to cut your expenses by category, by location, and by staff. What we mean by category, we mean like your overheads. So if you have supplies and so on that you don't need to buy so much supplies, you need to check If your rental cost is too expensive, you can get a cheaper rental cost. If you really need to have certain things in place, if you're just using it once per month, you know, all of those things you need to take into consideration because they impact the bottom line. They impact your cash flow. And as a business, cash flow and sales are the number two things in business that you must pay attention to. And so you also need to focus on, as I say, if you have different locations, you assess if the resources that you have, say for example, you have more than one branch, you have a branch in South and you have a branch in Kingston, where can the resources that you have for the business be used more productively, right, or more efficiently? So if you see that you have resources in South and you would profit better if they were in Kingston, then you send those resources to Kingston, right? So you have to be analyzing every single step because you want to optimize the benefit that you're getting as a business owner. You're not supposed to be having anything that is going to waste. You don't have the luxury of wasting time, wasting resources, because at the end of the day, you want to make money. A business that is not making money is not a business. Well, most people say a business that is not making money is actually a hobby, right? But we want you to make business. We want you to make money because you are in business and we want you to make as much money as possible. So as it relates to staff now, from day one when you're employing your staff, you put certain stipulations in place. You say to your staff member, these are what we require. This is the standard of our organization. Because what you don't want, and this is what I see in many businesses here in Jamaica, is that you have staff members that they slack off because one person is not carrying their weight. Like they would say, oh, I'm not doing anything because Mary not doing anything, and me and Mary getting the same salary. So those things impact your customer service and the business culture. No, you don't want one person infecting the other persons with this laziness, this poor customer service type of attitude. You want people in your business who are experienced, who are competent, who are ready to go 100% behind you. You have a vision and they're just running with it. That is what you want. So this is what you tell your staff from day one when you're interviewing them. This is the type of mindset you expect from them, and you also put it in writing so they sign to it, so that when some people start to act as if they're not at work and doing some things that negatively affect the business, you can say, okay, you get your warning, 1 warning, 2 warning, it's time to go. And you put those measures in place from day one, and you have to let them know business is not personal. No, me personally as a business owner, if you are not working up to standard, I am going to let you go because my business means more to me. I prefer to sacrifice one staff member than to let the rest of the staff members suffer because one staff member is not working up to par. Your attitude is not up to par. You are not giving the work that is expected. So it has to be expressed explicitly that we mean business. And that is why you are here. You are here to do business. You are here to do it in a professional way. And you are here to help us to grow and expand the business, right? So you give them that mindset early on. So these are the things that you have to look at as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, that you can't employ people that are too chummy. You let them know that when you reach to the office, I'm the boss and you're the staff. We're gonna have good relations, but once it negatively affects the bottom line, once it's affecting the business negatively, I have no choice but to choose the business over you, right? I know for some bosses and some managers that is difficult, because some of us like to be uh, a little more friendly with the staff. But if your staff is not delivering, you let them know, at work we are not friends. At work we're here to achieve a target, and we're going to do it in the best way that we can. We're going to motivate each other. We're not going to bully you. We're not going to talk down to you. We're just going to say to you, we're going to call you in the conference room and we're going to let you know that, listen, these are our expectations. And if you work with us, you will have a wonderful time working here with us, and everyone will be happy, because I will be going home with a big bonus. You will be going home with a big bonus, especially now at Christmas time. Everybody wants their bonus. Everybody wants to go shopping. What are you going to go shopping with if the business doesn't make any money, right? So you have to make it very simple for them to understand that their work is meaningful, and that if they work at this level, that they will be rewarded for this effort that they are putting in. Another thing as entrepreneurs you can do is that you create what is known as a 1-year cash flow analysis. What this is, it is a report that is done up so that you input your expenses for the year, you put in your income for the year, and how you're going to put in the income section. You're basically going to, if you're a new business, you're going to use, say you are in business for the last 6 months, you're going to average what you made in the last 6 months, or you're going to put the lowest income that you've received, or lowest income that you've received for the business, and put that in the income section, and then put all your regular expenses. So say we are in January, so you're going to run from January to December. So each month you look at January, you look at how the money is flowing on the income on this cash flow analysis. January is fine, February is fine, you reach down to July. July, you see that you're running out of money. Now, tell me, can you put something in place if you're now in January that will help you, that when you reach to July, that you would not have this strain on the business where you're running out of money? And the answer is yes. Because you have been planning for this long period, you are able to see basically in the future, because you're going to put all the expenses that you would normally have, and the cash flow analysis is going to show you that, okay, if you spend so much on rent, or if you put in all of these expenses in July, this is what the outcome is going to be. So you have two things that you have to do. You have to either cut down on your expenses drastically, and also boost your sales. So you have more promotions, and you have more networking, more training seminars, depending on what type of business you have, more sales promotion, selling your goods, selling your products. And you can also team up with other people so that you reduce your costs. when you're doing your promotion. Now, we are in an age where you don't have to do everything by yourself. Some business owners, everything they want to do by themselves, and they don't realize that when you team up with other business owners, you actually can cut your costs and you have a win-win situation, right? So you have to think about all the ways that you can be cutting your costs. And as I said, the 1-year cash flow analysis is an excellent way to go for you to see the projections of how your cash flow is going. And with the cash reserve account, the best thing to do, I'm just referring back to the cash reserve account, the best thing to do is try to save as much as 6 months business expenses in the cash reserve account. Because what that will do for you, it will boost your confidence as a business owner, that you don't have to be running up and down and panicking and trying to figure out how you're gonna pay the bills, how you're gonna pay your staff, because you have 6 months money put down, right? And as I said before, December is a month that we make most of our money. So this is a time now to rev up sales, rev up every area in your business so that you generate as much income that you can, that you have a high surplus that you can put to your cash reserves account. And this also will help you. Like when you do your cash analysis, you will realize that things aren't as bad as they might have been because you are putting this extra effort. So July now looks profitable and you're not running out of money anymore for July. So this cash flow analysis is a blessing in disguise. It's a very good tool. You can find a cash flow analysis on Excel. Microsoft Excel has it, so you can just type it in, and basically up the top it gives you income. It gives you, like, if you get loans from the bank, if you put in capital into the business. Then the lower levels deal with expenses, your rental costs, transportation costs, costs for suppliers, and so on. And you input all of that information. So 1 year is the minimum that you should be doing for your cash flow analysis, because this will help you to see how your cash is flowing. And this will give you peace of mind when you're doing your marketing and sales, because you can also, if you're planning to do marketing down the road, you can put in what your market budget is into this cash flow analysis. And you will see how it will affect your cash flow down the line, right? So it really is something that every business should be using, because it will give you the peace of mind that you need, and also highlight any problems long before you reach to a panic state. So you'll be able to tackle these problems because you have time on your side. And that is a very important point. Basically, money management is about freeing up expenses, you spending less for overheads, and also managing time and managing your resources. So the next thing you're gonna look at as a business owner is offer as much options as you can for payment, because not every customer walks around with cash. I have a friend that she started a business, and it is basically a cash only business. And I said to her, why you don't incorporate other things? I know with the banks, they don't give, well, the banks in Jamaica, they don't give you like the machines, the merchant machines, the point of sale machines, if your business is in operation for less than 1 year. So I said to her, since your business is new, right, try something like PayPal. For PayPal is an easy and the international way of doing your payment. And your customers can just come in, you send them a PayPal invoice, and you get paid. You give them the goods or the service, and that's the end of it. Now, when your products and service cost $20,000 or $15,000, a lot of persons are not walking up and down with that money in their pocket just to spend at one location. So it puts you at a disadvantage as a business owner, because you have to think about how the regular person carries around money. Now, most people are carrying around a debit card or a credit card. And so utilizing PayPal, which all you need is to have an email address, and you sign up on paypal.com, and you will be able to collect money through PayPal. And if you don't have an account, a USD account in America for them to lodge the money to, they will send you a check. They will send your check to Jamaica. So the PayPal account can be in your name as the business owner if you are a sole trader, or it can be in the business name. So all you'd have to do is go on PayPal and put in the necessary information for those of you who have a registered business. If you have a registered business, then you can put in the business name in your PayPal information and so on. So when the persons get your PayPal invoice, they'll see that professional, your business name is there, your business address, contact, or whatever it is on your PayPal invoice. So you won't be losing a sale. You can also have, for those of you who are consultants, like myself, we can charge using the PayPal, and we can be anywhere in the world and operate. All we need is internet, and you can use like Skype or Zoom or any one of those internet services that offers you the opportunity to operate not only from our office. Because right now I'm speaking to you from my home office, right? So I can operate from my home office, or I can operate from the general office in Kingston, right? So I have a lot of options, and I can operate at any time of the night I want to operate, and also send out my invoice. You pay the invoice now and we're good to go, and I can train you. We can get training as we go along, right? So use up the technology, use up the things that make your business efficient, and that brings the money to you faster, right? You have to think about how are you getting your money, and the shortest way that you can use to get your money. If you see that persons carry around credit cards and debit cards, obviously you need to find some way that you can collect money using a credit card or a debit card. It's not rocket science. You have to know how your clients are spending, how they spend their money, and accommodate them, because at the end of the day, you want your business. So you have to treat them with that level of respect, so that you and them as the customers get an experience that helps you to be happy. You are happy as the entrepreneur. Your clients are happy with your goods and your services. And you, as a business owner, your reputation is important. You have to be a reputable business owner, and you give your customers the highest level of customer service that is possible. If you say to them that we'll offer this service in X time, and something happens, you extend yourself, you give them something free to make up for any mistake or any lapse in time or anything, even if it's your staff who made a mistake, because your staff is representing you. So you have to make your customers feel like kings and queens, because at the end of the day, they are the ones that are supporting you. And without your clients, there is no business. So the other thing, other than the payments, that you as a business owner need to focus on is your receivables. For those of you who sell products, and also if the service that you offer is one that is very expensive, like you do uh, indoor decorating, you're a decorator or so on, and your prices, you charge 100,000 or 200,000 for your service, you have to ensure that you price your services and make payment plans that helps you as a business owner and also helps the client. But you also have to take in consideration for lower pricing services, like anything that is 10,000, 15,000. You encourage your clients to pay you immediately. And if you have to extend any credit to persons for whatever reason, you try to encourage them to pay within 15 days. And you're not being hard, because at the end of the day, remember, if your client pays you a month later, 2 months later, 3 months later, right? What is going to happen is that you as a business owner has to take up that expense on yourself, because you have staff to pay, you have all of these operational costs, which should not be coming from your cash reserves account, which should not be coming from your operations account. It should be coming from the client, because you have already given the service, right? Or even if you have not completed the service, you stipulate that because of the nature of the service, they should give you a deposit. So you have something there that it can say, okay, I got 50% of the amount that I need to cover my expenses, and they can pay me 50% later. So you have to be using your head and thinking about, if I extend myself more than the 15 days, how am I going to pay my expenses for the business without putting my business into this panic state where I'm depleting my cash flow for something that is unnecessary? Extending yourself to everybody is not a good idea. Handing out credit to everybody for your service is not a good idea, and it kills your cash flow. It demoralizes your staff, because they feel like you're giving away the service for free. And the longer you have services that are products that are unpaid for a certain number of months, even the person who got the service, they are less likely to pay you for the service. And no, you don't want to encourage that type of behavior, because that says that your business is not professional. You are not professional if you encourage your customers to come and take your service as if it's a free for all. Your business is not a free for all. You have family to feed. Your staff have family to feed. Right? So you have to think about it like that. You have a responsibility as the boss. You have a responsibility as the entrepreneur. You have the responsibility as a consultant, as a coach, whatever it is you want to call yourself. You have the responsibility, because you're at the end of the chain. You are where the buck stops. So you have to be the type of person that says, hey, customer, I don't know what you're experiencing, but we cannot accommodate you over X period of time based on the nature of our business. You don't even have to spell it out that you need the money for your business. You put it in such a diplomatic way that they know that you expect them to pay you at a certain time. And you set the standard early on in your relationship with your customers. You're going to provide excellent service to them. And in exchange for that excellent service, you expect to be paid on time or based on your contractual agreement. And there's nothing wrong with that. Right? This is how businesses grow. You grow by setting your standard and not wavering. Right? I know some businesses, you have to do business with the government. Now, as it relates to the government, we know that government doesn't pay in 30 days. So in cases like that, what I would encourage you to do is not to take on a lot of projects at any one time from the government, because you're going to extend yourself a lot, extend your staff a lot to meet these projects. And at the same time, you still have to be calculating how you're going to pay your staff and keep the business afloat until you get paid from the government. Right? So I'm not telling you not to take any business from the government. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that if you use to extend your staff up to 50% to cover government projects and so on, you might think about scaling back to 30% instead and focusing on clients that are paying you in a shorter term so you get to pay your bills. Because at the end of the day, it's about who can help you to pay your bills when you offer your service. Of course, as a business owner, I'm going to categorize my customers as a VIP customer and put them at different levels. Of course, if I see that you are the type of customer, you get your service and you're happy to pay for your service because you see the value, you see the quality, I'm going to extend myself. But when, as a business owner, I see you're the type of person who you're not pushing. You want the service, you want service to be extended to you, but you are slow in making your payments, then obviously I cannot extend so much business to you. I have to extend it to the person who is actually paying for the service or paying on time, so that I can pay, or as you business owners, you can pay on time. Some of you have loans that you have taken from the bank. You need to pay them on time. You don't want to have a bad credit history as a business owner because you have clients who are not paying you, because the banks don't care about that, right? So you have to be watching the money. You have to be watching how your money is flowing, watching who is paying you as a customer, who is not paying you, who is dragging them foot. And when you get that experience and get that knowledge, you provide less service to these people and find new customers, new clients who are happy and willing to pay for the quality service that they are getting, right? So these are the things you have to look at as a business owner. The other thing you need to make note of is what services or products that you have that are selling quickly. I've been to like corporate mingles and other events, and persons come with their goods and their wares, and they have certain things displayed, and you see a picture or something, but you don't see it displayed where they have it to sell. So I said to them, where are the scarves? Where are the other products I see you have on this poster thing that you sell? Oh, it run out. So I said, so you don't have any more at the office, or where you don't have any more? No, no, business owners, you need to do better than that. The product that is selling the fastest is the one you're supposed to have the most of, right? Now tell me if you don't think that is a smart move. As a business owner, you have to assess which products are selling and which products are not. You don't pile up your business place with products that are not selling. You have to rate each product. How fast is this turning over? Does it make sense? I stock it every week. The truck come to supply. I take things, right? I take this red bottom shoes and it not selling, right? And I know the Jordans are selling. I know the other types of shoes are selling quickly. So you have to use your head as a business owner, right? The stock that is selling or the service that is selling, that is where you put most of your time and your energy. And the things that are selling slow, the same way they take long to sell is the same way you must take long to order them, right? Because some things only sell once per month or once per 3 months. You have to know these things as a business owner. What is selling? How fast is it selling? How fast should you be replacing it? Because speaking from a family perspective, my grandfather, he's a business owner. He had a business in St. Mary. He has passed away. God bless his soul. But the ordering process is one where the business is always stocked. And I said to them when he passed, because I went up there to see what was happening, and I said to them, which one of your goods are selling faster? And they said, oh, everything's selling. My eyes open up like this. Yes, like when you see my eyes them open up, everything's selling. Rubbish. That doesn't make any sense. In no business whatsoever can you have 100 products or more and all of them selling. All of them sell fast. So you have to be a practical business owner. You have to be very practical. So when I look on the shelf and see things that probably expired and so on, I'm saying, okay, everything's selling fast, but something is here that has been here for 1 whole year. That don't make any sense. So as a business owner, you have to assess the prices of your goods. You have to assess. So you have to assess if your prices are too high or too low. The other thing you need to assess is how fast they are going through the door, right? Because if they are going through the door, that means your customers, they like it. And you can even ask your customers, if you see a product, you can say, okay, we're doing a little survey. We're doing a little survey on baby food. So we just want your opinion as a mother, because mothers are the ones who normally buy baby food, right? So we're gonna ask a little survey on these baby products as a long-time customer. We just want to know your opinion. How often do you buy baby products? Which brands do you buy? You understand? Why do you buy those brands? Are you working with a certain price range? So you can get the answers from your clients. You don't even have to try to figure out which products to buy. You can ask your clients, what do you like? We are here to serve you. What do you like? What problem do you have that we can solve? How much are you willing to pay for us to solve this problem? Give us a high figure, give us a low figure. Meaning, I would pay a minimum of $10,000 to solve this problem. I would pay a maximum of $30,000 to solve this problem. Business owners, you need to be more practical. You need to be more intricate with your clients. They are there for you to ask. They love when you ask their opinions. Because guess what? At the end of the day, they see that you have an interest in them. And not only do you have an interest in them, it will also boost your sales because you won't be having things on the shelf or a lot of things on the shelf that nobody is interested in buying. And then I've been in grocery stores where you see they have like corned beef. And there's every brand corned beef on the shelf. How much corned beef brand in Jamaica? About 15. And every brand is on the shelf. What's selling, what not selling. And I'm like, why are you ordering all of these different brands? Right? Don't you need the money to buy other things that are selling? Right? Because most people, even with corned beef, they only buy probably three brand or four brand. Grace, Eve, Lasco, and so on. You understand? You know it, I know it. I'm not saying not to give the other persons who have corned beef a chance. But what I'm saying, once you get those goods in your store and you identify that your clients are not willing to pay or not buying these goods as fast as the other goods, or they're not buying it within 15 days, that means it is not a fast selling product. If your product is not coming off the shelf before 15 days, it is a slow selling product. So you can use that as a guideline for those of you who sell products, right? Use that guideline, 15 days. If this thing don't come off of my hand by 15 days, it is a slow selling product. Anything that come off my hand in 15 days, I can buy more of that. So you have to be practical as a business owner. The next thing you need to look at is paying your creditors on time. And this includes paying the bank for the bank loans, paying your suppliers. Those two, bank and suppliers, these two control a lot of your business. Because if your supplier is not extending credit to you, it's because you don't have a good business relationship with them, right? You say to them, say, okay, next month I'm going to pay you. And next month come and you give them another story. Nobody's interested in that because like you, they have bills to pay, right? So you have to be, as I said before, a reputable organization. Your word must mean something, right? So this is how, even with the banks, if you're having a little challenge, you can go to them and say, okay, I'm going to the bank manager to talk to him today because I know next month I won't be able to pay this loan, and see if I can get any ideas from him how to go forward. Yes, you can ask for help, but you can't ask for help at the appointed time. So you have to know before that you're going to experience problem. So you have to know your figures, know your products, know your services, know what is coming in, when it is coming in, when it is going out, right? So you have to be assessing your inventory for those of you who have products. Now, for those of you who offer services, you have to be doing a lot of promotion for your services. You have to be getting a lot of testimonials for your services. You have to be going out and speaking to people, doing presentations to people. You have to be on the road doing your presentation because you offer a service. You have to get in the public eye. The public must know that you are there to serve them. The public must know that, okay, there's a shop down the road where Mary have our little chain and earring and glasses and whatever that we can buy. Because if your business is unknown, your business is not going to get any customers. And if you don't have any customers, you don't have a business, right? So you need to get that attention so that you can pay back the bank. And when you're taking loans, do not take any excessive amount because you say, oh, I want to expand. When you're a new business, you're not going to expand anything. What you're going to do is to figure out what your market is, who to sell to, when to sell to them, how to sell to them, do a survey, question them as much as you can, and develop what is known as a operational strategy. When you find an operational strategy or you find something that works for you, then you can start expanding the business. Because when you have a problem, when it is small, it is easy to manage. But when you start expanding, your problem will no longer be a small problem. You will have a big problem, and it's going to be more of a headache to manage 10 branches when all you need is 3 branches, right? So my final tip for you tonight is for you to set up reminders. We all have phones. A lot of us have smartphones. We have phones that you can put on a reminder, or you use a laptop, you can put the reminder on your laptop. And you put your reminders to pay your creditors. You put your reminder to pay your bills. So you would set at least 7 days before the bill is due, and the reminder will pop up, right? So you say to yourself, so okay, this bill is due, and then you assess, do I have the money to pay the bill? Yes or no? Can I do something in the next 7 days so that can I do something where I can go and pay for this? You understand? Because you don't want to wait till the final day when it is due, and then something pop up in the business and you get distracted and you miss the payment due date, right? You miss the payment due date, you're gonna face penalties. You're gonna pay unnecessary fees and charges, especially with the bank, because you miss your payment due date. For those of you businesses who have a business credit card, you have to be more diligent. You have to be so much more diligent, because a credit card is something that can balloon in debt very quickly. As you blink your eye, you have this excessive amount of debt, right? And you don't want debt from a credit card as a person, much less as a business, right? Because too much debt will stifle your business. So as a business owner, you take as little loan as you need. You take it as you need. You just take it, pinch it off, and take, if you need 100,000 because you need to expand a little part of the business, just a little piece, you take your 100,000. Don't tell the bank say you need $1 million, and then you go hope say you can find the resources or you can get enough sales to pay them back for the $1 million. Don't do that. Don't do that. So you always try to be the type of person that, okay, when you're going to spend money or when you're going to take a loan, it must be for something that is going to have a short-term turnaround in sales, that is going to boost your sales in the next 3 months or longest 6 months. Because using this new thing that you have purchased is going to make your business more efficient. You're going to need less staff to be on the road. You're going to need less staff to set up appointments, because you have this new thing in place that is helping you to scale your business, helping you to be able to speak to more than one person at a time if you're a consultant, if you're somebody who needs to speak to people, right? So these are the things you look at as a business owner, these little things that add up. So you can say to yourself, what is it that I need to do as a business owner to help my business to move from where it is right now. So if you're earning $1 million per month as a business and you want to get to $2 million, what do you need to change in the business so that you can get to that $2 million? That is the mindset you have to have. If you're a business owner who is not making, if you're not making enough to cover your services, you need to look back on your services. You need to call your customers and say, okay, I'm just doing a little survey. And you pick their brain and you ask these questions so that they can tell you what you're doing wrong, right? When they tell you what you're doing wrong, you can just easily change it instead of they're guessing. They're there to provide the information because they want the service and they like you, they like the business, they like what you're selling, right? Probably they don't like it how you have packaged it. So they might like it 50%, but they see room for improvement. You understand? And they see that you're trying to offer a good service and they're willing to tell you what to do next. If they weren't interested in the product, they wouldn't be there in the first place. They would not be your customers.